Hi everyone, welcome to our Wraparound CFT. We're going to start with introductions, so everyone will be able to meet our team and to tell us what role you play in the CFT process. My name is Elisa and I'm the Wraparound Facilitator. Can we start with you, Probation Officer?
Sure, my name is P.O. Charlie.
Thank you for coming.
My name is Ben.
And
I'm just a neighbor.
Thank you for coming, neighbor.
And I'm Mom. I'm Mama.
Hi Mom, thanks for joining us.
Hi, and I'm the parent partner. My name is Elsie. And hi everybody. My name is Carla and I'm the therapist.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
Hi. Are we seeing each other on Thursday?
Oh yes.
Can we play that game again?
Yes. Alright. And I'm the CFS and my name is Perla. Hi everybody.
Hi, Perla.
Hi.
Can we go to 7-Eleven again?
Okay, we can.
And you, what's your name?
I'm Carlos.
Hi Carlos, thanks for joining our meeting.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Yay! Do I have to sit here all the time?
Just for a little while. We just need to get over our stuff, okay?
You're doing good, Carlos.
See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean? He always does that.
Okay, well we'll get to concerns in a little while. We have one more member.
Hi, don't forget me. I'm Carlos's older brother, Elliot. I had a different dad, as you can tell. He was green.
Hi Elliot.
Thanks for coming, Elliot. So we're gonna go over our strengths. Any positive news you guys want to share with us for this week?
Carlos was positively bad.
Yay! Well, Mom, I thank you for sharing that, but we're going to start with our strengths, and afterwards we're going to move on to concerns. It's really important that we go over and start with the positives of the client, okay? So maybe the therapist, you have something you want to share that you noticed in therapy this week?
Yeah, well, you know, Carlos and I met a couple of times now, and I think that he's doing overall better in expressing his feelings.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Good job.
That's great. Hey,
I ran through the woods 3 times this week. And I found blueberries for more blueberry muffins.
All right. So you've been helping with the chores.
He has.
a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit.
All right. Good job. Anyone else have anything? How about the probation officer? Do you have any positive news that you want to share this week?
Well, I was just wondering if Carlos was able to do his community service hours already. Carlos?
I told you, you should do your community services instead of doing that blueberry stuff.
I got the blueberries so that the senior citizens home could have blueberry muffins this week. It was community service.
Oh.
And I ran through the woods this week because I was part of a track team and I was helping people train for the Special Olympics.
All right. So what I hear you saying is you've been exercising. All right.
Yes.
Yay, positive things. And that community service, did you get some done this week, Carlos?
Yes, I worked for the senior citizens home in blueberries and Special Olympics in running.
All right. I'm going to add that up here, that you did some of your hours.
That's very good, Carlos. I'm glad to hear that.
All right.
And he's been meeting with me, the CFS, on a regular basis. And I think he's had some positive experiences too with Ben over there, the uncle.
Well, he helped me around the house. He was throwing out the trash, so that was nice to see that he's been participating more.
All right. So I hear you've been doing a lot better with helping around the house. That's awesome, Carlos. Good job. That's great. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the concerns. I know that there's some things that maybe we can work on this week. Mom, do you want to start with something that you think that he can work on?
I think howling. Always howls every single time. Everything. If it's bad, he howls. If it's good, he howls. He's just so loud.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Carlos, is that something you want to work on?
Ow! I love working on my howling.
Oh, okay. So, do you feel like it's something he can work on, Mom?
I guess it's not that bad. Like, at first, the whole thing about dressing up as a grandma and trying to eat grandma was, like, probably a little bit worse than howling. I guess I could deal with howling.
Okay. So, was there an incident this week where he dressed up as grandma?
No. Not really. Anybody else see anything? No.
I'm not hungry anymore for Little Red Riding Hoods.
Oh, okay.
That's
So,
easy.
yeah.
I like red vines now.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to dress up like a grandma to eat red vines.
All right. Well, that's good. How about the therapist? Is there any concerns that you want to add to our discussion today?
Well, something that I've been talking to Carlos and Mom about is meeting some of expressing his feelings a little bit more with Mom, like the things that he maybe doesn't see that are realistic for him to do around the house. Sometimes it sounds like to me that expectations can be unrealistic, and so that's something that we're working on. So I've been having collateral sessions with Mom, and thank you, Mom, by the way, for meeting with me for collateral sessions. I can see that you really are willing to make a difference and meet with me and help improve Carlos.
All right. So I went ahead and added that Mom's been meeting with you, because that's something positive as well. But I also put on here that we maybe need to increase communication with Mom. That way, everyone knows what's expected. Carlos understands what the rules are and what his chores are for the week. That way, everyone's on the same page. Okay. Any other concerns, Carlos? Do you have any concerns that you want to put up here on the board?
I'm afraid I'm going to be put in the zoo because I don't finish my community service in time.
Oh, okay. Well, does a PO want to add to that or kind of explore what the repercussions might be for not completing hours?
Well, Carlos, I've seen a lot of improvement since your grandma dressing days. And so, now that I'm hearing these great reports about you, there's less of a chance that you go to the zoo. And I'm going to put in my report that you've been doing significantly better than when you first started Wraparound.
Wow, that's really awesome. I really thank you for your input. Does that make you feel a little bit better, Carlos?
Ow!
All right.
Ow!
I like that. That's good that everyone can, talk about what's been going good here. I think this is our only concern. I guess if there's no other concerns, before we move on to the action plan, does anyone want to add anything else to our list of concerns or areas to work on? Is that anything?
I think I'm okay.
I think that's okay.
All right, good. So we'll focus on this week increasing communication with Mom. So I'm going to ask our team members to figure out an action plan of how they can help support this goal. So I'll start with the CFS. What can you do this week to help Carlos work on communication?
Well, something that we've been talking about is journaling every week. And as we all know, he likes to howl a lot. And so when he's taking some time and some space and he's howling, I'm working on him to remind himself to journal the times that he has positive communication with Mom. And so therefore we can kind of keep track about, how many times he's doing it, and maybe just taking a space to track that in his howling journal.
Okay, cool. So I'll have that up there that, Carlos, you're going to be working on journaling your feelings.
Yes, I'll journal this week. I like to journal.
All right, good.
Good job.
Okay, therapist, what do you think? Carlos? Okay, therapist, what do you feel that he can do this week or something maybe you can do with him to help with his communication?
Well, something that we talked about and Carlos agreed that could be a good idea is maybe going for walks with his mom, doing something small like that, like just walking 1 block with mom, and maybe talking about what they liked in the day, something that went well, sort of like what we're witnessing in the CFT meetings, how we start off with positive things. We're thinking since we do that pretty well, and then we can do that outside of the meetings. So maybe going for small little walks.
Okay.
And I can help them remind them to do that too.
Okay, Mom, would you be on board with taking walks with your son?
Sure. I mean, he's pretty fast. I'm not that fast, but yeah, sure, I'll try.
All right, good job. And how about the parent partner? Is there something that you can work with Mom on this week to help better your communication with your son?
Yeah, so something that I'm working on with Mom is trying to make sure that Mom makes the time to self-care. And she told me last week that she's been making more time to go to the gym, which is great. Mom does report that she's feeling better about herself and has better energy and patience for dealing with things at home. So I think I'll continue to help her be emotional support for her and see how we can increase her self-care.
Okay, Mom, would you be willing to try and work on some areas where you can try and get some self-care, maybe getting your nails done or going to work out for yourself, or maybe taking a spa day? Would that be something that maybe you can try and work on this week to help you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, that sounds
All
great.
right, that's awesome. Okay, so if everybody's all on board with this action plan, we're going to meet again next week to check back in on see how these strategies work to help us meet our goals. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to help anyone with any questions you may have.
Ow! Thanks, Elisa.
Thank you, facilitator.
Thank you, Elisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. I'm really happy that everyone was able to make it today.
All right.
Yay!
See you next time.
Bye.